My name is Leo Schumaker. We're here at the LeMay Museum, America's Car Museum, with some beautiful cars. We're going to have a lot of fun talking to Rick Dore about his cars, his ideas about cars, and how he built them. We're going to be listening to a presentation by Rick Dore. And I want to thank you for tuning in to Adventures with Leo Schumaker on BTV Channel 10 in Bellingham. We're talking to Jake Welk here at the LeMay Museum. It's a beautiful place to see cars. And look what we have right here.
Yes, this is the VooDoo Priest, which is one of 10 of the vehicles in Reclaim Rust, which is the personal collection of James Hetfield, frontman of Metallica. We're really excited we have Rick Dore here today, who worked with James Hetfield personally to build these vehicles. Rick owns a custom car builder shop in LA, and so he and James connected and did a lot of the projects in here that you see in Reclaim Rust. So Rick's here today to talk about his experience working with James and how these cars were built and kind of the idea behind them. So it's going to be great.
So how'd you get involved?
I've been at the museum for about 3.5 years. I started in our private events department, and when COVID kind of shook things up, I moved over into marketing, and I've been doing marketing here for a couple years now. I'm from Tacoma area originally, kind of always growing up loved big venues and working in entertainment. So when I got out of college, this opportunity opened up and I saw a way in and kind of moved around since I've been in here. And so it's been a great opportunity. This is a really fun place to work. And it's fun to kind of be in my own backyard, if you will, where I grew up, to be doing something fun. So.
Is there a website?
We do. americascarmuseum.org is our website. We have an event calendar on there. We have all of our running exhibits that are currently on display. All the information you can find about membership, anything like that. You can buy tickets in advance if you're coming to visit. americascarmuseum.org. So that's our website for this museum.
Jake, thank you so much for inviting us over.
Appreciate it, Leo. Thank you very much.
We're talking to Rick Dore here at the LeMay Museum. What a beautiful venue.
Yes, it is. This place is incredible. You know, it's really the cathedral for American cars.
I like
what
that.
I would like to call it. I thought that the first time I came here. The only other time I've been here, I walked in and I thought, this is really more of a cathedral.
Yeah, it is. And all your cars are here.
Well, yeah, some of them. Some of them.
Beautiful cars, and this is my favorite, and I hear it's one of yours.
Yes, this is it. In fact, you know, a couple of years ago I thought, wow, it's a shame that only one of these were built. So I'm building one. I'm not cloning this. It's not going to be the same color. From the doors back, it's going to be rounded at the back, but it's going to be very close to this. But yeah, I'm going to do one more. I just thought, wow, just one of them, and I don't have my hands on it, so yeah.
Oh, for yourself then?
Well, unless a client comes along, I'd really like to pass it on to somebody, but we'll see.
And how did you get started building cars? Because I heard a story about you chasing a car when you saw it that really moved you.
Yeah, that was it. That was a 50, I didn't know it then, but it was a chopped 1950 Mercury. Seen it at a red light on a Sunday morning in Phoenix in the early 80s, and I chased the guy. He wouldn't stop. He was probably used to that. His car was killer. It said memories on the rear quarter. But that's kind of what rung my bell, or lit the fire, however you want to put it. And it was really inspiration for me to start building custom cars, and that's what I did.
And now you're building custom cars for not only James Hetfield, but other people.
Well, yeah, that's been for a long time. I've had a relationship with James for, I don't know, 18 years, 20 years. I think it was around 2002 or 4, somewhere, a long time. But I've been building cars since, show cars since '91.
On your TV show, too. You had a great TV show.
Yeah, we had it 2 seasons, which was enough for me, to tell you the truth at the time. I loved it, but 2 years was enough. I mean, you know, I've done Leno's show before, but it was a lot of hustle doing the TV show, and I liked it, and when it went away, that was good too. It was okay.
I hear that you drive your cars.
Yeah.
Which I think is wonderful, because I don't want to put my car in the garage. I have a Pontiac Catalina. I drive it every day.
Yeah.
because it's important.
Yeah, it is important to drive them, but you know, when you're building cars on this level, and I'm not trying to sound, you know, big-headed or anything, but it's more art. You know, you see this. You not only want to drive it, after you're done driving it, you want to hang it on a wall.
Oh, I never thought about
it. It really is art. So yeah, I probably put 900 miles, 800 or 900 miles on the Aquarius in Southern California because I had it for 3 years after it was built. James was recording and on tour, so I got the best of both worlds. Got to be involved in building it, and got to drive it. So yeah, they're all drivers.
We're talking to Rick Dore about his beautiful car here, plus others here that he built with James Hetfield. Now, when you build the cars, do you ever listen to Metallica?
Did I have Metallica blasting? Probably. I wasn't a Metallica fan until I met James.
And he writes some beautiful music in many ways. The ballads he writes are beautiful. Yeah,
James is really a talented guy. You know, I mean, he doesn't need me to put that out into the world, but yeah, he's a great guy.
And your cars, to me, have attitude, like that Buick over there. What a beautiful car. And when you see it coming down the road, you get out of the way, right?
Right,
run you
yeah. The Skyscraper, the 53 Skylark over there, that was the first car James and I built. And yeah, my cars have to have style, elegance, and most of all, I have to have attitude.
I love that. Yeah. A nice rake on it, nice position on it. And how about the guitars? Did you build the guitar too?
No.
Okay. Now, they look very zoomy, which I like. It's really a cool way to look at it. Do you have an artist you work with, or do you draw all the cars out yourself?
You know, when you're building cars, at least on this level here, the Black Pearl, a lot of the coach build cars, or all of the coach build cars, you really do need a professional, an educated artist who can plug it into the computer. And how we built this was, we did a line drawing. Eric and I, that's just how I build cars with Eric Brockmeyer. We go back and forth 30 or 40 times on the phone. He's in Florida and I'm in Phoenix or Las Vegas or Southern California. And I'll tell him, well, this is what I want to do. Say the Lincoln Zephyr. He didn't do a rendering of this, but I stand back and I'll look at the stock profile of the car and I'll see how can we enhance the lines. How can we make it look killer and cooler without destroying what Detroit gave us. And I'll tell Eric, chop the top in the rendering 3 inches and do a horizontal section to the rear quarters, the rear fenders and the skirts 2.5 inches and bring them down and drag out the back of the taillights or that section of the fender 3 or 4 inches. And we go back and forth till he hits it and then we blow it up. And with this, you have a line drawing. I'll show it in the presentation. It's even got the stick man inside behind the wheel, so you know where your feet are going to meet the throttle pedal and the brake pedal and the shifter, and the firewall isn't too close because then you can't drive it.
Right.
So, and all those things can happen when you're building a custom car, a coach built car, I should say. When you're doing a car that Detroit gave us, you know, you already know where the firewall is located. You know it was built for somebody to drive, so you can take that and radicalize it, do whatever you want. Or do a mild custom, you know, nose it, deck it, shave it. The car doesn't have to be chopped to be cool. I mean, the car's a cool period. What I want to do is just enhance what the original design is, back in the 30s or whatever era the car's from, enhance those existing ones. And that's really what I do. And I think a lot of people, they go overboard. They chop the top too much and you can barely see out of it. It looks like a nail slot. You know, they just, you know, they don't have a plan. They don't have an eye for it. So they think the more is better, and it's not. That's just my own opinion. I'm not trying to be hard, but you know, I've seen a lot of cars where I looked at it, I was like, wow, what was this guy thinking?
Right. Yeah. So it's body by Fisher, body by Rick Dore.
Right.
And you're saying coach. Now, what is a coach style?
Okay, when you bought a Rolls Royce or a car in the early century, in the 20s or 30s, and even later, when you went to London, you bought a Rolls Royce. What you got was a title, and you got a rolling chassis. That's just the frame rails with the axles in the front and rear and the tires, a firewall, and a drivetrain. And that was your Rolls Royce. And you took that Rolls Royce, that rolling chassis, to a coach builder, a person who's a professional metal shaper. I am not one. Marcel and his son Luke DeLay do my bodies. I'm not on, that's just a whole nother world. And they are the best at it, I would say, on the planet. That's just my own opinion,
okay.
But I've done 8 cars with them. But you take that to a metal shaper like Marcel, and he builds a body, and then you take it from there.
I didn't know that Rolls Royce did that.
Oh, well, a lot of the companies do.
I didn't know that. I'll be darned. So we learned something new here.
Yeah.
Rick Dore, you have some beautiful cars. I look forward to hearing your presentation. I'm so glad for the interview. Thank you so much.
All right.
You rock.
Thank you. All right.
That was our show with Rick Dore here at the LeMay Museum in Tacoma, Washington for Adventures with Leo Schumaker. I've had a blast.